um,
You're recording.
okay. I don't know how to
Yeah.
share the screen, but um, yeah, it's recording. So here we
Okay.
are.
Hi.
Thanks for meeting with me, Steph.
No problem.
Um, I wanted to get on here because I want to share my program with people, and I don't want everybody to just hear my words about it. I want
Mhm.
some testimony from other people and why they thought they would join this program and what they can get out of it, because everybody's different.
Mhm.
So my first question is, what have you done in the past to deal with stress?
Probably not enough. Um,
Or what helps you in
I
general?
ignored stress, I think, for most of my life. I think it took a long time to realize what it was. I was definitely an adult before I understood that, gee, I think my entire adolescence was just a miserable 10
Stress and
years,
anxiety.
you
Yeah,
know?
we're going to talk about
Yeah.
it.
And
That's good.
becoming mindful, I think just trying things like yoga and hearing new messages, and just the idea of being mindful, and mind over matter, realizing that that stuff kind of spoke to me. I think I needed a certain level of maturity to kind of understand that and just have life and adult experiences for some of these techniques to actually make sense.
Right.
I've definitely done mental health therapy myself. I've even taken antidepressants and medicines like that in the past. And those do make a difference if you find the right therapist and the right doctor. I'm a big supporter of mental health because, well, first of all, I just don't understand why people are so afraid to admit it. Your brain is an organ, just like your heart and your lungs or your muscles.
Right.
And when you have
And
an
it
ache or a pain, you do whatever it takes to heal yourself. So why not heal your emotions?
in
It
your brain,
controls,
yeah.
yeah, it controls everything. So it affects everything. Your physical health, your mental health affects your physical health, and that's a big deal. So now when I'm, you know, I think I'm just so much more aware of all those things now that now I'll seek out now more techniques and, you know, specialized things to
Yeah.
just learn more coping mechanisms.
What drew you to this specific program? So we go through like some breath work, mindfulness, self-love, forgiveness, sleep help. What
Yeah,
drew you
well,
to this specific program?
sleep help for sure. I always was a very good sleeper until I think just a few years ago, maybe again, age, I don't know. But as you get older or just life starts to, you go through cycles in life, I find that I wake up a lot in the middle of the night and I won't fall back to sleep. And that is so frustrating for me, because I need a lot of sleep. And so I'll feel tired the next day and that gets me down. So when you said that we would be working on techniques to help improve sleep, I was really interested. I also, I guess I'll give a little plug to Young Living because I did try the essential oils when COVID started, and I found myself stuck at home alone, working from home, staring behind a computer screen for hours a day. I was about to try anything to to just brighten the mood. And I love the aromatherapy. I mean, I think there's a lot of nostalgia attached to scents, and then I
Yes.
like the idea of holistic treatments, and I've really caught
Yeah.
on. I really like
So
I really
it's
like that.
interesting because I have the stress away here, and
Oh
like
yeah,
we can roll it and
you
breathe
just
it.
smell it. I love it. Yeah.
Yeah. And just when you take deep breaths in the program, it
Hmm.
just rewires the limbic system, like you said, nostalgia, because I
Hmm.
actually, this came up in another interview
Hmm.
that, when there's certain smells that you just are triggered by or trigger an emotion or a memory. And
Yeah.
so when you use the oils, you're rewiring your brain to
Mm.
deal with life's triggers and stresses. So
Mhm.
it's, I just love that too, that you
I
brought that.
almost find it to be a little bit of a distraction in a way too. Also, like you latch on to it. You're like, oh, it's something else to think about and to feel. And every
Yeah.
time you kind of get, a little breath of it, I my mind is brought back to that and away from
Yeah.
whatever
And
was
that's the
racing through
mindfulness
it.
piece. Like if you're brought back to your senses,
Hmm.
your hearing, your smell, it's being mindful of your,
Yeah. It's a lot
yeah,
of times it's mind over matter, and I feel like it helps me to do that.
yeah. That's awesome that you brought that up. Have you tried the other supplements, the Nixia Red or the Cortistop?
I haven't. I'm all excited about the oils. I
Yeah,
feel like I need to, in the monthly kit, right? I'm trying to just budget it.
yeah,
I'll probably get sick of oils or have so many that I can't even figure out what I'm doing anymore. Then I might move into the supplements. But
yeah,
yeah, I don't know. For me personally, I think I try to eat very well. I eat a lot of fruits and vegetables.
yeah.
I eat regularly. I never skip meals. I try to, I am pretty mindful of what I put in my body. So I think my focus is not so much on nutrition as much as thought patterns,
Right.
physical health, like what are the daily practices that I can do. But
That's,
I'm
yeah.
sure I'm sure people will argue that nutrition plays a big role in that, and I think I'll probably get there
Well,
someday.
I'm big into the gut health and healing the gut.
Yeah.
And as you know, like Tanner was
Yes.
diagnosed with Crohn's, so we work a lot on the internal gut
Mhm.
health.
Mhm.
But I made it optional because of that reason.
Mhm.
It's really the tools and strategies
Yeah.
that I wanted to share with people.
You never know. Somebody might have an allergy or a reaction to something. I think it's a little trickier to play with food and
Yeah,
supplements, unless, especially if you have a doctor that's prescribing something, or I don't know.
yeah,
Not to say that any of these things are not safe, but
yeah. And that's why I put a disclaimer that I'm not a doctor, so
right. It's like
everybody's different.
you start
But
wherever you're comfortable. So.
exactly. I wanted to ask you about the tools and strategies. So I share lots of different options, and
Mm.
some things work for one person or not for another. Like
Mhm.
you might really latch on to some sleep practices that
Yeah.
work for you, and some others might not work for you. So does anything stand out to you that you're going, like you said, you wanted some daily practices you could just fit in randomly?
Yeah. When you just have a moment and you feel like your blood pressure is going up because somebody did something. I love the quick, there was the breath where, arms up.
Yeah.
I really like
Oh, I love
that,
it too. And it
Yep.
was because anybody that holds tension here, that's a
Take
great one.
time.
Like I have to do that all
Just
day, and
like
it just, yeah,
3 or 4 of those and it just brings me back. And then I loved the little trick with the when we wrote down something that triggers us on a piece of paper,
yeah,
something that makes us stressed out or upset, wrote it on the piece of paper and then
rip it up.
teared it up, tore it up. It felt great.
Yeah, I know
And
it's simple. It doesn't take hardly any time.
it
Yeah,
just these little teeny tricks that you have sort of in your back pocket. I wrote a lot of them down, and I have my journal, and you can just kind of grab something, and it's knowledge. Knowledge is power.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that these things are helpful because we're all struggling so
Yeah.
much right now
Yeah.
in different ways. So I just want one more question,
Sure.
or two maybe. If someone, what would you say to someone? So they see this program, they think, I need that, but there's no way I have time to do that. I'm overwhelmed. I can't fit another thing into my life. What would you tell that person?
Okay, so I'm guilty of the same thing because, as you know, I started pretty good with you for the first 2 weeks, and then I do have so much going on, that I wasn't able to make all the Facebook Live sessions. Um,
But
I don't know. I
before
have
you
a
told me
friend.
to go back to it.
Yeah, it's there. I can go back and I'll review. I have another friend who said to me once something, it's there if you want it. It's about making time. You really have to realize that you are the master of your universe, right? This is your life, your body, your health. And you can't sit there and wait for things to happen to you and wait. You have to make time. You have to consciously give yourself 5 minutes. I don't know, while you're brushing your teeth or something, lock
Hmm.
the bathroom door.
Yeah.
and and I know that's easier said than done for a lot of people, but it's there if you want it.
Yeah. Like the course is go it at your own pace really, but
Yeah,
um so you
yeah,
can go back to the activities when you need to read
right,
into them more and
right.
try them more. So
Yeah,
um
that's the
that's
beauty of
great advice.
digital, right? Digital age. It's there for us. It's there for us. It's,
Yeah.
we can go
And
back.
life happens, like you said, like one week you can work on something, the next week there's no way. So
Right.
and then what about the part about spending the money? So you not only do people not feel like they don't have time, they feel like they shouldn't spend money on themselves. Like this is the
Oh.
extra thing I should not spend my money on.
So for me, I thought the price was pretty reasonable. Um, I think you have to, you know, your time is valuable and you're teaching me something. And I feel like that's worth some dollars, right? I'm willing to pay to learn. And now I have that knowledge. And so it's like I almost purchased something of value to for myself, and then I can share that with my friends and family as well.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think about, what does it cost to put together a few meals or something? I mean, these are all essential pieces of life. I don't think it's extravagant at all to spend money on your mental health and well-being, because it's your body, it's your life.
Mm-hmm. I love talking with you. It's like you've got these nuggets of advice and just years of experience, and
Thanks, Tanya.
great. We all learn from each other in these kind of courses and
For
programs.
sure.
So
Yeah. Yeah,
um,
that was it, because it was a group, right? I got to hear other people's perspectives and things that interested them. And so it was like there were a bunch of teachers in a
yeah,
way.
yeah,
Yeah.
we all have different things to bring.
Mm-hmm.
So awesome. I am going to say goodbye. I think that's all my questions.
Okay.
Um, but uh, it's exciting that we were able to share this together. So
Yeah.
I will say goodbye and hit stop here and pop off. Thanks, Steph.
Okay.